Alright, so your car's ran over 3,000 miles and it's time to do an oil change. And maybe you want to save a few bucks instead of going to the mechanic. Well, because some of these can get expensive. So maybe you want to try to do it yourself. Well, I'm going to try my best to show you how to do it. My way, at least. First off, you want to kind of pop your hood, of course. If you've been driving, let it cool for, I usually wait about an hour or so, give or take. I actually let mine sit for about an hour and a half. I usually pull the oil plug, and on a lot of newer vehicles will tell you what kind of oil they recommend on the cap. Mine don't, because it's old. But some of them, you have a plaque here on your fan shroud, or somewhere up here anyway. That might tell you, or just refer to your owner's manual if you still have one. And then next step, once you've got it all nice and cool, come down over here, identify your oil pan, pull the plug, make sure you got a pan under there, let her drain for a little bit. I usually let the plug drop into the drain pan, but that's just me. And then you need to find your filter. Mine is over. Yeah. See that shiny ring? And that's where it is. I usually just come to this side because I can still reach the plug and the filter. And then once you identify the locations of said pieces, get yourself an oil filter wrench and appropriate wrench or socket and ratchet, and then strip your plug off and then pull your trusty oil filter, and then once they all drain out and under there, like you can see, that ain't nothing pouring. Yes, I know, I've got a leak. Shut up. Then, you crawl back up and under. Yeah. I usually like to fish out my plug and get her stick up in your hole, so where I don't forget about that later and dump out all the fluid. We'll worry about tightening that, snugging it down further here in just a second. Yeah. And then what I like to do, take your old filter, dip your finger down in there. Yeah, I know, I went cheap. That's all I could afford. Get your finger all nice and wet with the old oil. Get around your filter gasket. Get her nice and wet. Shake off the excess. Just shake it off. Shake it off. And then come back over. Yeah. And, gonna have to set my phone down for this. Wipe off the oil on my other hand. Heller. Helps if you can hold on to your phone. But stick her up in the hole. Thread it in place once you find your threads. Kind of have to feel around a little bit. You'll know when you find your threads. Oh, maybe. Cha-ching. and then get it down snug, and then give it a 1/4 turn, roughly. That should be good. You'll know when it's in place, shortly, hopefully, possibly. And then, yeah, get your wrench. I guess I'll come to this side, just for craps and grins. And then, you want to go just past snug. So I usually just, had enough. And then, before I forget, you'll also want a funnel, preferably cleaner than that. Please don't hate me for this. Or if you're like me, just, wipe her out and pray to God you get her clean enough. But I also drive an oldie that doesn't care too much. But that should be about near clean enough. Stick in, grab your oil, which your boys up at your local parts store ought to be able to hook you up with the right weight of oil and amount. But as soon as I can crack this jug open, just let her drink. And that's basically that. So now you know. Any of you first timers, just don't make sure to add too much or not enough. Make sure you get the right amount. See you around.